I hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to my channel. Well, I haven't been posting as many videos today, not today, but recently. Well, a lot of things have been going on. Ella's started school, and there's, some stressful things going on, but I haven't baked anything in a long time. We've been trying to watch what we eat, but I want to bake this chocolate cake. It's a family favorite, and sometimes I think you can have too many cookbooks, and I actually did a cookbook video and I deleted it because sometimes the simplest recipes are the best. So I thought I would do like and I don't even know if I have the right tripod for this, the right camera for this, but kind of like a vlog video of my evening, because sometimes I just don't know what the hell to cook, and that's the honest truth. We're trying to eat healthy. Sometimes I have 2 chicken breasts in the refrigerator, and to me, you have to marinate them, or they don't taste like anything. But there's this chocolate cake in here that's really easy. It's a family favorite. My dad just came over today. He said, I have to eat that cake before I die. Like, he's not going to die soon, hopefully. I mean, but he's funny. You have to meet him one day, and hopefully one day we'll do a video together. And the weather is terrible outside today. It's raining. It's a perfect day to bake. And I miss baking bread so much. I really want to practice my bread baking skills. But this chocolate cake, it actually has no eggs in it. And you sort it on the stove. And I'm going to do this for you. And it's in my mom's cookbook that I showed you guys before, this one. And she didn't write the pan size, so we're just going to guess it. So let's get started. We're going to start that, and then we'll worry about supper. And I'm just going to take you along for the whole evening, and we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, we won't post it. If it's too long, we won't post it. And I hope you enjoy it, and you get to visit my crazy kitchen. I'll show you the book. It's called Chocolate Dream Cake, and it's from, I can't even show it in the, hold on, let me see if I have to figure out how to work this thing. It's, I can't do it. It's Chocolate Dream Cake. We're going to start it off on the stove, so let's move the camera over. Fire on high, probably I shouldn't have it on high. Let me fix the, now it says, I'll show you how old it is. It says 2 sticks of oleo, which I don't even have oleo. I think they wanted margarine back then. I'm going to use unsalted butter. You know what? You know what they forgot to add is a little salt to the recipe, because maybe they used salted butter back then. So I'm going to add a little salt to my flour. So it's 2 sticks of oleo, or butter, as I like to call it. My oven's preheated to 350. I went ahead and used Baker's Joy for this. This is my favorite metal 13 by 9 pan. And I'm going to just melt this. And it doesn't have a lot of chocolate in it, believe it or not. But the icing is, the reason this cake is so good is because the icing, you put it on while the cake is warm, and it hardens. It's delicious. So we're gonna add let's add a little salt to my flour. I'm gonna try to show you all my ingredients. Here's the salt. I put 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I mixed it in with my 2 cups of flour. I think we're just gonna mix it all in the pot. We don't want to burn the butter. Let me turn it down because I'm impatient. I always have it on high. And it calls for 1 cup of water. And the only thing I'm going to change is I'm going to add about a ½ teaspoon of this. This is, I think I got this from espresso powder. I'm just going to add just a little bit. It's very strong. I like a little coffee with my chocolate. So that's about a ½ teaspoon right there. I'm going to pour it in with the water and try to mix it. And let's see. 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And I'm not going to level them off or anything. I'm just going to this is actually my cocoa powder. Look, I have a lot. I need to make a lot of chocolate cakes. But this is Ghirardelli and Hershey's mixed. It's mostly Ghirardelli. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and my water with my espresso powder. See, it dissolved in here pretty good. I think you have, let me check the recipe again. Yeah, you add the water. And we add the espresso powder. And I think we put the oleo. Okay, we're going to bring this to a boil, actually. Let's take this whisk. Let's whisk in that cocoa powder. Let me turn it back up because we want to bring this to a boil. I don't know why, but I'm just going to follow the recipe. This is from a lady from Hackberry where I grew up, and she was really good. And I wanted to make this recipe for a long time, but when I saw no eggs, I thought maybe Mama made a typo. But I'm sure she didn't, and we're going to go with it. It's probably going to be amazing. I remember this cake growing up. The icing has pecans in it. It's so good. So let's bring this to a boil. And let me get let me bring this to a boil, bring me back, and let me get another bowl to mix everything together. Here's my other bowl. I hope you can see it. We're going to add the sugar, which is 2 cups of sugar. And 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and I put about a ½ teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix this. This is coming up to a boil, so that's good. We're going to mix this together. Okay, that's a boil, so we're going to turn that off. Make sure all the cocoa powder is stirred in well. No mixer for this one. Okay, and let's see what it says next. We're going to pour the hot mixture over the flour, just like this. I'm going to pour that in. I'm sorry if I'm doing it at the wrong angle. Ella's not here yet from school, but I need to learn how to do this by myself because there's a lot of videos I want to make and I need to get busy. Okay, now I'm going to mix this a little bit, let it cool down just a pinch. The flour will cool it down, but I'm going to get out a ½ cup of whole milk buttermilk. I have whole milk buttermilk. I love that stuff. I'm going to use some, so let me get that out and move the camera so you can see. I mixed it a little bit. We're going to add in our ½ cup of buttermilk. And, of course, we have to add vanilla. And I'm almost out of my favorite. I like the other one, too. The Lorian or something. I don't measure vanilla. I just pour it. I pour about a teaspoon and a half. Because we want to, well, that's, you know what? I'm just going to pour it all because I'm out of my favorite. But I have another one. Vanilla is going up tremendously. I don't know if anybody noticed. And look, I have a tiny bit of buttermilk left in here. Let me get that out. So we're going to mix this all together. It really comes together quickly. I don't know if the whisk is the best thing, but oh, I just got all over the tripod. I'm always in a hurry because you know why? I wait till the last minute to make my videos, which is so. I don't know why I do that. I can't make a decision lately, and I'm so sorry because I have so many. I have a list of recipes that I want to share, and sometimes I guess my confidence level is just not where it should be. Let's pour it in this pan. It looks mixed up well enough for me. Hope you can see. I'm sorry, I'm doing it the other way. It looks like 13 by 9 might be the perfect size. And I couldn't believe there were no eggs in here, but you're going to be so surprised. This is, and guess what I have in my refrigerator? Homemade vanilla ice cream. Not homemade, I'm sorry. Homemade Bluebell vanilla ice cream, which I almost hate to make. I have the ice cream attachment for my mixer. I was going to make ice cream this summer, but I tell you what, that Bluebell is so damn good that I just don't even bother. Okay, that looks pretty even to me. So let's put this in the oven. I think it goes for 20 minutes, and I'll be back. The ingredients for the frosting is pretty easy. I need a container to put okay, we need 4 tablespoons of cocoa again. And you know, you can measure it exactly if you want. I'm sorry, I'm out of the view. My dad came to visit me today. I'm gonna have to bring him some of this tomorrow because he's trying to cut back too on carbs, and I know he'll cheat for this cake. Let me get another container. Okay, now we need, let's see where you can see me, 6 tablespoons of milk. I'm just gonna use, you know, I thought about using heavy cream because I need to use some of that too, but I'm just going to use 2% organic milk. It's what I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might have been a little off on that, but it's okay. It'll work. And guys, if you see a fly in my kitchen, I am so sorry. I've been trying to kill that damn fly all day, and I've been having trouble. So we're going to need this. We're going to go back to the stove. Let me wipe up my mess, and I'll be back. While the cake's baking, we want to make the icing because we want it to be a little bit spreadable. We're going to put it on the cake while the cake's warm. So we're going to start again with another stick of butter. It's pretty simple ingredients. And we're going to bring the 6 tablespoons of milk and the 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder to a boil. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that noise. So I'm going to bring this to a boil. And this time, well, let me let it heat up again. And I just checked on the cake, and it looks the same. So, let's stir this in. Oh, I wanted to show you. I'm going to use my little tiny homemade vanilla that I made. I have some vanilla beans in there that I really need to use. They're going to dry up. I know how to make pastry cream and all that stuff, but I've been too shy. And I have 1 cup of pecans here chopped. You could toast them if you want to. Oh, look, it's boiling already. I have the stove on the... you can either put it on the big burner or the smaller one on the stove. And a lot of times I use the big one when I shouldn't because it boils too quickly. And it calls for a 16-ounce box of powdered sugar, which I do not have. I keep it in here. So we're just going to like estimate the consistency as, you know, like we want. And if it gets too thick, we'll just add a little bit more milk or heavy cream or water. So I want to try to get all the lumps out of here. You know, I have a silicone whisk that doesn't make noise, but I've never used it, so I'm just going to use this one. Sorry about the noise. I think that is boiling. I think that's all you have to do. You know, I'm curious why you use milk on this one and you use buttermilk on the other. I can see the butter though. Let's turn it off. I think that's good. And make sure I get all the lumps out. If I can. It's quite different with the milk and the butter this time. So, let's just add in our... I'm going to add the pecans first. Because I love pecans. And let me get a different utensil. I just threw a pecan across the kitchen. It's okay. And let's get a... Well, I'm going to need the whisk for the powdered sugar too. Let me get a measuring cup. I apologize. I'm a little lost today. I drank a lot of kombucha tea today. And just been confused about what I want to make. But, you know, like I said, I go back to my mother's cookbook, and I can't lose. I just stick with my roots, I guess. I'll be fine. I just get so inspired by other things that I see. I was practicing macaroons or whatever you want to call it for a while. And I kind of gave myself a break on that. Those are hard. Let's just take this off the heat so you can still see it. Let me move the camera. You know, I don't know. I just kind of... Oh, it smells... you know what? I bet this would be good on its own. I have another bag of powdered sugar in case I need it. So let's add another cup. I'm going to put the recipe in the description so that way you know exactly what to use. I remember my grandmother liking this recipe a lot too. Everybody liked it actually. It was so good. And the lady's name that gave us the recipe is Della Hance. I don't think she's alive anymore. I'm not sure. That's how old this recipe is. Let's get a little bit more. You know, you can make it as thin or as thick as you want. It's gonna, you have to kind of get the right amount for it to set up on top of the cake once it cools. You know, I like powdered sugar, but I do not like cleaning it up. That looks pretty good right there. And like I said, you could always add a little bit more milk if you want it thinner. Let me put it back on the heat for a second, because I kind of want to melt that sugar. You could taste this. It almost tastes like fudge. I even thought about putting a little marshmallow cream in here. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see. And that would be really good too. Let me check the cake. Oh yeah, it's looking good, but I think it's going to take longer than 20 minutes. I think I'm going to leave the frosting as is. And I might just eat this with ice cream. No, I'll try not to, so I can finish the video. But this, oh, I forgot the vanilla. We have to add the vanilla. Oh my goodness, that's the most important thing. So when I use my homemade, I shake it a lot, because I want to make sure it's mixed well. I'm just going to like put a cap full. This vanilla, I think it's since 2015. I added a little bit more vodka to it. It's really good. You should just make your own, actually. It's way cheaper. And you know what? I think I'm going to add this tiny little bit of powdered sugar that I have. Now I have to fill my container back up. This looks amazing. You're going to love this cake. I know it's a lot of cooking, and you have to wash a couple of pots, but it's so worth it. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this. You may have to heat it up to spread it again, or spread it actually, because I don't know if I timed it exactly right. I haven't made this cake. I don't know if I've ever made this cake. I know I've eaten it a lot of times. So I'll be back when the cake gets ready. Show you what I did. Look, I got it stuck in here. I can't. Oh, I got it out finally, but I had to get all the nuts out. Oh, look, here's one that fell. Let me taste it. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is awesome. I'm definitely have to give some of this away, or we'll eat the whole thing. I don't get hungry until nighttime, which is the worst time. Isn't that pretty? Look, just so simple, but delicious. Just wanted to show you that. And the cake, it's saying 1 minute and 30 seconds, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer. You guys know, I had to put I might have should have put this in a sheet pan. I can't remember how thick the cake actually is. So I'll put it in for 7 more minutes. But this is amazing. I tasted it. Do not taste this, because you don't even need a cake. You need ice cream or whatever. It is so good, especially if you like pecans. Anyway, I'll be back. I put because I'm impatient, I guess I didn't time it correctly. I put a tiny bit of milk in here. I wanted it to be a little looser, and it's going to come back together. Now, let me show you the cake. You're not going to believe it. No eggs. It's like, and I probably should have baked it in a shallower pan. Maybe I don't know if it should have been a sheet pan. I cannot remember how they made it when I was younger. I'm going to let it cool just a minute. Let me show it to you, because I don't want it to tear up when I put that. The icing is, you know, it's thin, but it's still got pecans in it. It could tear it up, but that's the cake, and it looks beautiful, and there's no eggs in it. It's amazing. But I did the toothpick test. I ended up having to bake this for 40 minutes. You can see it's coming away from the pan a little bit, so it's going to be great. I'm going to put the icing on in just a second. Well, it's a tiny bit warm, so look what I did. And you know what? I've been really disciplined lately, so I am going to cheat today, and I'm craving chocolate. And this is called, I'm going to name it Chocolate Dream Cake, because that's what my mother called it. And it's a fudgy, rich, And this is bluebell vanilla, homemade vanilla ice cream, which is my favorite because you can do so much with it. You could add any flavor you want. But I want you to see just how gooey and moist it is. And it just blows my mind that there are no eggs in here and it's still fluffy. So let's get a little bit of icing, a little bit of ice cream, like this, with a big bite. So, if you like chocolate like I do, please try this recipe. You won't regret it, and it's not hard. I have so many cookbooks. I even have chocolate cakes on my channel. But I can tell you that this one is probably the best one. And like I said before, I should use my mother's cookbook more often because there's not a lot of recipes in there, but the ones that are in there are the best. So, I said I was going to try to turn this into a vlog. I was going to try to do supper at the same time. But this will probably be my supper. And I have some chicken breast in the refrigerator that I'm going to marinate tonight and I'll cook tomorrow. I might show you that. And while you eat a salad. But you have to try this recipe. It's so good. And it's so easy. And the longer you let it sit, the icing sets up. And it's almost, you know, I don't want to say fudge. Like, that's not the right word. But I just can't describe it. But the chocolate, even though there's 4 tablespoons of cocoa in here, it's so rich. It's amazing. I'm going to list it in the description. I better stop eating it because I'm going to get sick. I can't eat that much. Hope you give it a try. I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to do something a little bit different. I'm trying to get a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. Like I said. And anyway, please subscribe if you haven't. Because I'm trying to get to 700 and then 1,000. And then I'm going to do a giveaway. And it's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back for the next video. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.